Hey guys, today we're going to do HIIT training, but before we head to the gym, I want to talk to you about the essentials that are required before you get started. So the first question you might be asking yourself is, what is HIIT training? Well, HIIT stands for high intensity interval training, and what it is short bursts of effort. So what we're doing essentially is 10 to 20 seconds of all out effort, and we're repeating that over and over and over again in the session. What you would do is 10 to 20 seconds of all out effort, either sprinting, on a spin cycle, or burpees, which are the three activities that I recommend for HIIT. And you will do this repeatedly. You will do an interval, you'll recover, you'll do another interval, and so on. Before you even consider doing HIIT training, it's essential that you have a foundation of fitness. If you haven't been moving your body on a regular basis, don't even consider starting here. You want to work up to it. So for example, if you've been working out in the gym on a regular basis, then you can start considering HIIT training, and you'd want to start slow. So what this means is you would do 1 to 2 intervals, 1 to 2 times a week to start. Then you would make sure you were well recovered before doing the next session. 1 to 2 intervals, 1 to 2 times a week. Once you can do that and you feel recovered after each session, before you start the next one, then you can start increasing by 1 interval per session. Eventually, what you can do is you can increase the number of sessions per week. For example, if you start with 1 day per week, you can increase to 2, and then eventually increase to 3 and 4. I don't really recommend doing more than 4, especially if you're doing it right. It's really going to tax you, and you're going to need the recovery before your next session. Now, if you're doing other activities such as weight training, which I do, I work out in the gym about 4 days a week with weight training. I will follow my weight training session with HIIT. And on those days, I do less intervals than on the days that I hit the track and I only do HIIT. So for example, if I was doing chest and triceps today, I would follow my workout with some HIIT, and I would do essentially 6 to 8 intervals. Got to remember that I am a high-performing athlete, and I've been an athlete for several decades. If you haven't been working out or you haven't been doing intense workouts, then you don't want to start there. Trust me. Okay. Now, on the days that I only do HIIT, I might go out to the track and I'll run 12 to 15 sprints on the track. Once you're ready to do HIIT training, you want to consider footwear or lack thereof. Now, I run in minimalist shoes, and I run in the Vibram 5-finger. I'm not promoting this brand. I'm just showing you what a minimalist shoe looks like. There are many other types of minimalist shoes out there. You can choose what you want to do in terms of minimalist shoes. I don't recommend doing HIIT barefoot. The reason for that is because you really have to have thick, tough skin on the bottom of your feet to do that. And secondly, you're going to end up with some kind of cut or puncture wound on the bottom of your foot. So a minimalist shoe is basically like a foot glove. It's very flexible. It allows your feet to move naturally. It even has movement in the toes individually with just a layer of protection on the bottom of your foot. And that's essentially what this is. Many of you know I used to be a competitive runner. I ran everything from the 5K to the ultra marathon. I used to run in minimalist shoes at amazing times and amazing performance. However, you need to be an advanced athlete to be able to perform like that. These are my shoes. I have several pair. This pair on the end is what I'm going to be using today. Now this pair here has been my favorite pair for a long time. Now I used to run trails in these. The reason I use these for trail running is they have a thicker sole on them for rocks and uneven ground. I actually, before I got those, did a trail run in these shoes 1 year, and I had the slowest 5-mile time ever. And I had sore feet and bruises on my heels for days. The trail was actually very rocky at one point, and I could hardly move over it just simply because it was so painful on my feet. I'm going to be wearing these today, and These are very, very snug. So what I do is I use this shoehorn here to get them on. Now, if you're already running or using the Vibram 5-finger and you're having a hard time getting your shoes on, the shoehorn is a way to go. Before you start using a minimalist shoe to perform in, you want to start getting used to them. You want to walk around in them. You want to do your daily activities in them. The reason for this is that we're so accustomed in our society to wearing shoes. What happens is certain muscles in our feet and legs are not utilized. And so when you take off your shoes and you start going barefoot, for example, then you start using more muscles in your legs and feet. Now, when you start running or performing in the Vibrams, that's what you're going to notice. You're going to notice that you're using more muscles. And as a result, if you haven't conditioned your feet to wearing minimalist shoes, you're going to want to do that before you start performing in them at a high level. Now, if you're wanting to know how to fuel yourself during your workout, here's the deal. If you're eating a species-appropriate diet, which is a ketogenic diet, low carb to no carb diet, then you're going to get better results than if you're dependent on glucose. I'm not going to go into ketogenic or carnivore diet right now. Many of you know that I'm a low carb doctor. I eat carnivore personally, and I have an amazing amount of energy and recovery as a result. Now, during your workout, you can put some electrolytes in your water. I recommend this over a pre-workout or something like that that's just going to get your nervous system overstimulated. An electrolyte formula in your water during your workout can definitely give you the edge and the pump that you need to get through your workout. Before you start your HIIT session, you're going to want to warm up really well because you're going to be starting all out. There's not going to be any easing into this. So you're going to want to probably do, if you're at a track, maybe do a couple light jogs around the track just to get warmed up before you start your session. Now, I don't recommend stretching before you do the HIIT training because you definitely do not want to stretch on cold muscles. It's better to stretch after activity for the best result. The most important thing is that you have fun. And on that note, let's head to the gym. So I'd say that was a pretty good session. I did 6 turf intervals pushing the sled. I like to push the sled for added resistance. And then I went on to do 4 HIIT intervals on the bike. Now, as you noticed, it didn't look like I was spinning very hard on the bike, but there's pretty good resistance on the pedals, and that's why. A few things that I've noticed for myself since I've started incorporating HIIT into my weekly workout routine is number one, increased muscle mass. Not doing anything different but HIIT, my muscle mass has improved significantly, especially my legs, since I use my legs for my workouts. The second thing I've noticed is lean muscle mass to fat ratio. I've definitely gotten leaner and more muscular as a result of doing HIIT training. If you watch my video on why can't I lose weight, you will learn all about myokines and why HIIT training is so beneficial to every muscle in your body. Again, many of you know that I'm a low-carb doctor. I eat carnivore personally. Since I've been eating a carnivore diet, I've had more energy, more drive in the gym, and better recovery. I can actually come back the day after doing a HIIT session and do another one. Before I went carnivore, when my metabolism was dependent on glucose for fuel, I used to do 1 to 2 HIIT sessions a week, only seasonally, and after about 3 weeks, I would start getting a cold or get sick. Being on a carnivore diet has improved my immune function significantly. So now not only do I have a quick turnaround and recover quickly, but I don't get sick as a result. If you want to learn more or you're interested in working with me to optimize your health and fitness, you can contact me at my website here. You can call my office number here. You don't have to be local to work with me. I have patients all over the US, Canada, and Mexico. I look forward to helping you optimize your health and fitness. Hey, I'm Dr. Victoria Munoz. Until next time, take care.